Hi guys, welcome back to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Chapter 5 and also Chapter 6, okay? Don't forget, grab yourself a blanket, snuggle up, get your favourite teddies. I've got Peter here. He's nice and safe, look, not being naughty today, okay? Oh, and before I forget, big shout out to Miss Yuri. Happy birthday, 21 again, looking great, okay? Have a really, really good day. Remember, look after all those people who are having birthdays and can't go out and celebrate as they normally would. Okay, so take care. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Chapter 5. Have a recap. What happened in Chapter 4? Something special happened that Mr. Wonka was going to do for everybody. That's right. He was going to open the factory, wasn't he? Fantastic. Chapter 5. The Golden Tickets. You mean people are actually going to be allowed inside the factory? Cried Grandpa Joe. Read us what it says, quickly! All right, said Mr. Bucket, smoothing out the newspaper. Listen. Evening Bulletin. Mr. Willy Wonka, the confectionery genius, whom nobody has seen for the last 10 years, sent out the following notice today. Pardon me. I, Willy Wonka, have decided to allow 5 children, just 5 mind you, and no more, to visit my factory this year. These 5 lucky children will be shown around personally by me, and they'll be allowed to see all the secrets and magic of my factory. Then, at the end of the tour, as a special present, all of them will be given enough chocolates and sweets to last them for the rest of their lives. My tummy's already rumbling. So watch out for the golden tickets. 5 golden tickets have been printed on golden paper, and these 5 golden tickets have been hidden underneath the wrapping of 5 ordinary bars of chocolate. These 5 bars may be anywhere, in any shop, in any street, in any town, in any country in the world, upon any counter where Wonka's sweets are sold. And these 5 lucky finds of these 5 golden tickets are the only ones who will be allowed inside my factory to visit me and see what it's like now. Good luck to you all. Signed, Mr. Wonka. The man's Dotty, murmured Grandma Josephine. He's brilliant, cried Grandpa Joe. He's a magician. Just imagine what will happen now. The whole world will be searching for those golden tickets. Everyone will be buying Wonka's chocolate bars in the hope of finding one. He'll sell more than ever before. Oh, how exciting it would be to find one. And all the chocolate are free, said Grandpa George. Just imagine that. They'd have to deliver them in a truck, said Grandma Josephine. It makes me quite ill to think of it, said Grandma Josephine. Nonsense, cried Grandpa Joe. Wouldn't it be something, Charlie, to open a bar of chocolate and see it? It certainly would, Grandpa, but there isn't a hope, Charlie said sadly. I only get 1 bar a year. You never know, darling, said Grandma Georgina. It's your birthday next week. You have as much chance as anybody else. I'm afraid that simply isn't true, said Grandpa George. The kids who are going to find the golden tickets are the ones who can afford to buy bars of chocolates every day. Only Charlie gets 1 a year. There isn't a hope. Poor Charlie. Chapter 6. The first 2 finders. The very next day, the first golden ticket was found. What a shock. The finder was a boy called Augustus Gloop. There he is, with his mother. And Mr. Bucket's evening newspaper carried a large picture of him on the front. The picture showed a 9-year-old boy who was so enormously fat, as though he'd been blown up with a pump. Great flabby folds of fat bulged from every part of his body. His face was like a monstrous ball of dough. And with 2 small, greedy currant eyes peering upon the world. The town in which Augustus Gloop lived, the newspaper said, had gone wild with excitement over their hero. Flags were flying from all the windows, children had been given a school holiday, and a parade was being organised in honour of the famous youth. I just knew Augustus house would find a golden ticket. His mother had told the newspaper men. He eats so many bars of chocolate a day that it is almost impossible for him not to find one. Eating is his hobby, and that's all he's interested in. But or shooting off zip guns and things like that in his spare time, isn't it? And what I always say is, he wouldn't go at eating like he does if he didn't need the nourishment, would he? It's all vitamins anyway. What a thrill it would be for him to visit Mr. Wonka's marvellous factory. We're just as proud as anything. What a revolting woman, cried Grandma Josephine. What a repulsive boy, said Grandma Georgina. Only 4 golden tickets left, said Grandpa George. I wonder who'll get those. And now the whole country, indeed, the whole world, seemed suddenly to be caught up in a mad chocolate buying spree. Everybody searching frantically for those precious remaining 4 tickets. Fully grown women were seen going into sweet shops and buying 10 bars at a time, then tearing off the wrappers on the spot and peering eagerly underneath for a glint of the golden paper. Children were taking hammers and smashing their piggy banks and running out to the shops with handfuls of money. In one city, a famous gangster robbed a bank of £1,000 and spent the whole lot on Wonka bars that same afternoon. And when the police entered his house to arrest him, they found him sitting on the floor amidst mountains of chocolate, ripping off the wrappers with the blade of a long dagger. In far-off Russia, a woman called Charlotte Russe claimed to have found the second ticket, but it turned out to be a clever fake. The famous English scientist Professor Foulbody invented a machine that would tell you at once, without opening the wrapper of the bar of chocolate, whether or not there was a golden ticket hidden underneath it. The machine had a mechanical arm that shot out with tremendous force, grabbed hold of anything that had the slightest bit of gold inside it, and for a moment it looked to be the answer to I wonder what it's to. What page is stuck. To everything. But unfortunately even, while the professor was showing off the machine to the public at the sweet counter of a large department store, the mechanical arm shot out and made a grab for the gold filing in the back of the tooth of a duchess who was standing nearby. There was an ugly scene and the machine was smashed by the crowd. Suddenly, on the day before Charlie Bucket's birthday, the newspapers announced that a second golden ticket had been found. The lucky person was a small girl called Veruca Salt, who lived with her rich parents in a great city far away. Once again, Mr. Bucket's evening newspaper carried a big picture of the finder. There they are. She was sitting between her beaming father and mother in the living room of their house and waving the golden ticket about above her head, grinning even from ear to ear. Veruca's father, Mr. Salt, had eagerly explained to the newspapers exactly how the ticket was found. You see, boys, he had said, as soon as my little girl told me that she simply had to have one of those golden tickets, I went out into the town and started buying up all the Wonka bars I could lay my hands on. Thousands of them. It must have bought hundreds of thousands. Then I had them loaded on trucks and sent directly to my own factory. I'm in the peanut business, you see. And I've got 100 women working for me over at my place, shelling peanuts for roasting and salting. That's what they do all day long, those women. They sit there shelling peanuts. So I says to them, "Okay, gals," I says, "from now on you can stop shelling peanuts and start shelling wrappers off these chocolate bars instead." And they did. I had every worker in the place yanking the paper off those bars of chocolate, full speed ahead from morning till night. But 3 days went by and we had no luck. Oh, it was terrible. My little Veruca got more and more upset each day. Every time I went home, she would scream at me, "Where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket!" And she would lie for hours on the floor, kicking and yelling in the most disturbing way. I wonder how you'd describe her. Well, I just hated to see my little girl feeling unhappy like that. So I vowed I'd keep up the search until I got her what she wanted. Then, suddenly, on the evening of the 4th day, one of my women workers yelled out, "I've got it! A golden ticket!" And I said, "Give it to me quick." And she did. And I rushed it home and gave it to my darling Veruca, and now she's all smiles and we have a happy home once again. Whew. That's even worse than the fat boy, said Grandma Josephine. She really needs a good spanking, said Grandma Georgina. I don't like the girl's father. I don't think the girl's father played it quite fair, Grandpa, to you, Charlie murmured. He spoils her, Grandpa Joe said, and no good can ever come from spoiling a child like that. Charlie, you mark my words. Page stuck again. Come to bed, my darling, said Charlie's mother. Tomorrow's your birthday. Don't forget that. So I expect you will be up early to open your present. A Wonka bar! Cried Charlie. Is it a Wonka bar, isn't it? Yes, my love, his mother said. Of course it is. Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if I had the third golden ticket inside it, said Charlie. Bring it here when you get it, Grandpa Joe said, and we can all watch you take off the wrapper. I wonder if he's going to find it or not. Who knows? Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Remember, snuggle up. Look after all those people. Happy birthday, Miss Shuri. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.